single, the double, the queen, the king.
I'll read you the
prince.
story.
Okay. And then I'll read you my story. Hey, what's this? Whoa!
A giant fish.
Hey, I think I know why there was a scene. This part was land long ago, and then there was a giant fish put in water. Think so.
Can you go close the door?
Yes. You read me your story, I read to you my story.
Yep.
There are some funny parts.
Yeah. This is the legend of Bánh Chưng and Bánh Giày. Cool, huh?
Banh Chung and Bánh Giày.
Yeah, that's right. In his old age, King Hùng Vương the Sixth, a mighty and brave warrior. You know why he's called King Hùng Vương the Sixth? So it means that there are 5 King Hùng Vương before him. They are all called King Hùng Vương. Okay, they use the same name. So there is King Hùng Vương the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and now this person is King Hùng Vương the sixth. A mighty and brave warrior. Mighty means powerful. He decided one day to choose a successor. A successor is someone who will continue something. So when the king retires, someone will take over his place. Someone will be the king. So that's the successor. Okay. So King Hùng Vương the Sixth, he wanted to choose a successor. He thought to himself, it won't be easy to choose amongst my 22 sons. What? He has so many sons. He has so many children. Yes. I must be very careful in choosing the one who will rule after me. Rule here means to rule the kingdom. Because it's the king, right?
Yes.
The king was right. Just like their father, the princes were strong warriors, wise ambassadors, and ambitious adventurers. However, Prince Tích Liêu, the 18th son, was not interested in hunting or practicing martial arts like his brothers. Martial arts is like kicking and punching. Instead, he spent his time reading books and taking walks in the imperial court. Imperial court. The imperial court is like this big palace that the king and the king's family live in. The bonsai garden was the prince's favorite spot, and he could spend hours and hours pruning the miniature plants. One day, he asked the king to allow him to move with his wife and children to his mother's old village, where he could live the simple, humble life that suited him. Toward the end of the year, everyone began preparing traditional dishes to celebrate Tết. The royal court planned several ritual ceremonies to pay homage to the ancestors. Pay homage to the ancestor means to pay respect to our ancestors. Light up the incense, give spirit money, give food to the ancestors. It's like the things that I sometimes do, remember?
Yes.
To pay homage to the ancestors, to pay respect to them. Suddenly, the king had an idea for discovering who would be worthiest of the throne. The throne is this fancy chair that the king sits in. He summoned all the princes and announced, "In 3 days, whoever brings the best dish to offer our ancestors for the new year will be my successor. It means whoever brings the best dish will be the one who become the king when the king retires. The princes set out in a quest for rare and exotic foods. The oldest prince climbed up to the top of the mountain. Oh, by the way, you see, in the old time, a king must always be a man. So that's why when the king is about to retire, he only consider one of his, how many sons does he have? 22.
22.
This king, he had 22 sons. When he was about to retire, he only considered someone among his 22 sons. He did not consider any princess. So the daughters did not get to become the king.
Yes.
Did
Not
not
to be the queen.
Yes, and not even the queen, because they did not get to rule the kingdom. Only the princes, only the boys. That's how it works in the past. Unfair, right?
Yes.
Luckily, we're not in the past anymore, and things have changed a lot. Anyway, the princes set out in the quest for rare and exotic foods. The oldest prince climbed up to the top of the mountain and navigated through dark caves to harvest the swallow's nests. The swallow is like this bird with a tail with two pointy parts. The Vietnamese
It
word
glides through the air.
yes, that's the swallow. And in the Vietnamese word for it is chim én.
Chung and
Yeah. So the oldest prince, he harvested the swallow's nests. Some of the other princes went deep into the jungle for rare mushrooms and herbs, and deep down into the sea to seek out, what is this? Abalone? I don't know this word. Abalone and choice seafood from amongst the reef beds. Others sought advice for the best recipes. What about Prince Tiết Liêu? Let's find out. On his way home, Prince Tiết Liêu felt sad because he couldn't travel far like his brothers. As he walked along the rice fields, the fresh and relaxing aroma is the pleasant smell. The fresh and relaxing aroma of the rice and the heartfelt laughter of the farmers lessened his grief. Grief means like a very sad feeling, usually because something really disappointing happened or someone died. You know? But the laughter of the farmers lessened his grief, means make him less sad. Suddenly, a thought came to him. Rice, this precious grain, feeds us all, from the richest of us to the poorest. Right? Everyone eats rice, right? Yes. The rich and the poor. My dish should be prepared from this. I agree. He's got a good idea. Let's see.
I think he's gonna make Bánh Chưng.
Let's find out. And the prince rushed back home, full of excitement. That night, as he slept, the prince dreamt of a fairy who showed him how to prepare the wonderful dish to offer to the ancestors. You don't need to go far. Use your own hands, mind, and heart, and food harvested from your own lands to make rice cakes. You will rule the kingdom peacefully and gloriously, the fairy said. Gloriously means with lots of success. Thank you, the prince cried. Cry here doesn't mean like tears coming out of his eyes, right? Cry here means to shout loudly. Okay? The prince cried, I will never forget your great advice and kindness. At dawn, you know when dawn is? Dawn is when the sun has just come up and the first light is showing. Okay?
Oh.
At dawn, the prince was awakened by the rooster's crowing. Quickly, he woke his wife and shared his dream. Together, they went outside, looked up at the open sky, and thanked the fairy for her blessings. "We don't have much time," said the prince. "Let's make square and round rice cakes to offer to our ancestors." While his wife ground the sweet rice and prepared the meat, the prince went to the field and cut zong leaves, to use as cake wrappers. Their children washed and soaked the mung beans. Đậu xanh, mung beans. After long hours of cooking, the whole family was happy to have beautiful cakes. They called them Bánh Chung and Bánh Giày. Okay. On New Year's Eve, all the princes rushed back to the kingdom with exquisite and rare dishes. Exquisite means like looking fancy and beautiful. Very beautiful, prepared in a very careful way.
Beautiful, but
it doesn't look very exquisite, right? But look at all the other dishes. Look, right? Carefully prepared and decorated nicely. Exquisite.
Like this.
Yeah.
I like this one the most.
Yeah. Let's see if these dishes would win.
I think these ones will say, "Hey, how silly! That doesn't look beautiful."
Yeah, I think so. Let's read on. The king eagerly tasted every single dish and learned its meaning. Nothing tasted good to him. Then he noticed the square, green, and round white cakes from Prince Titlio, which he had never before seen or tasted, at the far end of the table. "How did you come up with this dish?" asked the king. The prince told the king about his dream and explained. The green zong leaves and bamboo strings wrapping the cakes represent the protection and safety of family and home. The yellow mung beans and marinated meat stuffing represent the animals and plants on the earth and the food they provide for all. Wow, these cakes have great meanings. The square Bánh Chưng is our mother, the earth, and the round white Bánh Giày is the heaven sky. So the earth is square and the sky is round. That's what the people in the old time thought about it. All right. The king tasted both cakes and found them delicious, savory, and meaningful. And so, greatly contented means content. He feels happy with his life. The king joyfully proclaimed Prince Titlio successor to the throne. Proclaim means like to announce to everyone that Prince Titlio will become the successor to the throne. It means that when the king retires, Prince Titlio will become the next king. So he will be the King Hùng Vương the 7th, because his dad is King Hùng Vương the 6th.
King Titlio and then now change to Hùng Vương.
Yeah. And the king declared that from that day on, the Bánh Chưng and Bánh Giày would be the traditional food offered to the ancestor during Tết. So that is why ever since this day, Vietnamese people have been preparing Bánh Chưng and Bánh Giày for Tết.
So that's why.
That's the end of the story. The next story is about Mai and Tiêm and the watermelon seeds. This is a lovely story as well.
Watermelon?
Yeah, the legend of the watermelon.
And why do we need watermelon seeds?
To grow watermelons.
But that's not special.
And this is a story about how they discover watermelon.
Oh.
Anyway, for another day.
Hey,